So the concept of color block means if we could all see people for the beauty that they present first before trying to see for their race, then you would appreciate more.
What sort of inspired you to put this collective of fashion expression, social experimentation, musical artistry here all in one place?
Look at the successes I've been able to have in the music space and just being a creative, being an art curator. It just makes sense for me to continue sort of celebrating the narrative of bringing people from different backgrounds together. So Art Fusion Night is a platform that we created to showcase UAE-based artists from music, art, fashion, poetry.
Where do you want to take this? Where do you envision it? Where your dreams are with this?
It's a movement that doesn't have to be linked to just MKO. When you think about an all-white party, when you think about all-black parties, these are ideas that people emulate around the world.
When was that moment in your life that you pivoted and you dove in deep to your passion?
So I used to go to work, go to conferences, travel for work, come back, go for rehearsals, spend time in the studio. It got to a point where, I had to take that last flight out.
Last flight out. Big teams, big boys, alright? My highs and lows, inherit growth, Mr. Deeds. Went from juggling 3 jobs to CEO like I'm Steve. Never been a rotten apple, call me John Appleseed. That's how I bleed, God can see, no other man can judge me. Call him Mike, Mr. International, getting cream. Single mother told me worth, and now I'm worth everything. Went from Wall Street to Abu Dhabi, straight rolling in a Maserati with women that feel exotic. My life too pristine.
Man, you didn't have to do them like that, man. You didn't have to do them like that.
It was film day.
Yeah.
We gotta make a statement.
Exactly. We gotta make a statement.
What's going on, man?
Flat out.
Forum where we've interviewed people from across the world, the Middle East, Paris, the United States, Europe, and we've captured stories of repurpose, innovation, entrepreneurs, business people, athletes, creators, and none other than we got MKO today, who's brought together here all of us together at this color block event. So everybody give a round of applause to MKO. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to interview you today and make this possible, man.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, thanks for coming through.
Man, big shout out to you, big shout out to Chivas. And let's just get right into it, man. Talk to us about Diverse, and then how does that relate to Color Block? What is this Color Block party?
Well, Diverse was an album released, about 3 years ago. And being in an environment like the UAE is very diverse. It's part of the world in one around you, like from different diverse backgrounds, and that's what inspired the Diverse album. On the album, we have an Emirati singer.
Okay.
2 Emirati singers actually. So we have SQ and Absolute. She's half Emirati, half Filipino, and Mansour, who is Jordanian. Then of course DJ Neptune from Ghana. Really, so Diverse is a proper representation of what the UAE is. Now, color block as a concept. Who don't, I'm just going to touch on that. Color block is a party social experiment. Most people who do not understand it, it's hard for them to sort of, get their head around it. So it's a social party experiment whereby when you're in an environment where people are looking vibrant, putting different colors together. You've seen some of the amazing outfits that people are wearing. So what happens then is most people in an environment like this, you're not looking at where they're from.
Nah.
Is concept. So you're not looking at their race. Like the first thing you see is how to put those colors together. Yeah. So the concept of color block means if we could all see people for the beauty that they present first before trying to see for their race, then you would appreciate more rather than just trying to differentiate between race, because at the end of the day, race is a mindset. So that's the whole concept behind the color block party. So it's a lot more deep.
Look at all these beautiful outfits that we have to here. Look at the combination of people that we have. Sort of touching back on the creation of Color Block, what sort of inspired you to put this collective of fashion expression, social experimentation, musical artistry here all in one place?
I mean, I feel like Dubai is one of the few places that you could actually experiment with a concept like color block. Like I said, we're all from different backgrounds, so that's the inspiration came from. We've done it before. This is our second color block event. The first time was at the DIFC, and it was well attended. Obviously, it wasn't on a Sunday. And just seeing how diverse people were and how they were able to put the colors together, the vibrance, like you said, unapologetically yourself, being able to express yourself. These are some inspired the concept of a color block. Everything I do in the UAE as an Afrobeat artist, majority of the people who consume music, majority of the people who show up are not just people from my background. So it's just, it's very diverse. Look around you. And when I look at that and I look at the successes I've been able to have in the music space and just being a creative, being an art curator, it just makes sense for me to continue sort of celebrating the narrative of bringing people from different backgrounds together.
Yeah. Definitely. And this definitely represents Dubai. And it's our first time here at a color block party. So can you let LFO know what we're going to expect music-wise? Are we twerking? Are we doing an Afro beat?
Yeah. I'm sure the guys would love that. Well, color block, we have a few people who are performing tonight. The DJ that was just DJing, Sabrina, shout out to you.
Shout out to Sabrina.
Sabrina is German.
You ready?
Exactly. Sabrina is German, and she's also an artist. She's also a world record holder for people who don't know. So like these are some of the people in my space. And then I have DJ Lampa. Lampa is Italian, but also have Randiz. So he moved back to Rwanda about 3 years ago, but he is, he was born, raised in Italy, and his dad is Italian, his mom is Rwandese. So he will be taking us on a whole different journey, Afro house vibe. Then we have Tino, who's from the UK. We have Sandra, who will be performing tonight. And the list just goes on, It's very diverse, literally. Yeah. And of course, let's see how the night goes. I've been running around, and I'm sure a lot of people here would like to watch me perform, but no promises made, but let's see.
And there'll be plenty of Chivas flowing tonight, right? So maybe get a little people loose,
Yo, shout out to my people, Chivas Regal, repping Chivas 18, as you can see. They look after me. Also check out our podcast. I Rise, We Rise is the slogan that we go by. So we, they have been supporting my brand for many years, not just as an artist. They also support my platform, Art Fusion Night. So Art Fusion Night is a platform that we created to showcase UAE-based artists from music, art, fashion, poetry. So for the past 3 or 4 years, they've been supporting the brand. And obviously being in this space, I've been able to connect them with a few other creatives in the UAE as well. So I'm not just representing the brand, I actually embody the brand, because any brand that just that sees the growth of emerging talent, sees the need of empowering creatives. When you work with such a brand, you're not working, it's like
It's your passion.
You're living for that brand. You see the brand, you see MKO. So yeah, shout out to Shivers Regal, and I hope you guys are having a good time with the brand tonight.
We're absolutely having a great. We plan to have a good time today. And just to, one of the final few questions. So you speak about growth being the embodiment of your podcast, your brand.
Yeah.
This event being part of your identity.
Yeah.
Where do you want to take this? This is only your second event. I'm sure there'll be a lot more to follow.
Yeah.
Where do you want to take this? Where do you envision it? Where your dreams are with this?
I believe in gradual growth. This is the second time we did it. The last time we did it was about 2 or 3 years ago. It was just, so where do I see it? I want Dubai to appreciate the concept. It has to resonate where I'm based first. And then the idea is to have the concept emulated outside of the UAE, whereby I don't necessarily have to be there. It's a movement that doesn't have to be linked to just MKO. When you think about an all-white party, when you think about all-black parties, these are ideas that people emulate around the world. So if I can say that MKO has sort of created a movement, a trend, then yeah, wherever you see color block around the world, just know that the trend started by MKO. And that's just the idea. I'm not looking at, I've got so many other things I do, but with the color block concept, I want it to be something that resonates, the concept. I want the concept to be what sticks. It's not the MKO growth. Is the idea behind color block that I want it to pick up. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely, man.
And definitely I want to get your take on one of our iconic questions is, what is your last flight out? And when I say last flight out, it's a concept of when was that moment in your life that you pivoted and you dove in deep to your passion?
When I quit my job. Yeah. For most people who don't know, I've come from a corporate background. Used to work in a law firm in the DIFC. Yeah. In Alpha Town Currency House. And I worked with PwC Finance. And I worked for a company where we offer in-house HR solutions for oil and gas industries in the UAE. So these were my journey. So I used to go to work, go to conferences, travel for work, come back, go for rehearsals, spend time in the studio. It got to a point where, I had to take that last flight out.
Hey, that's a beautiful decision, man. How about you tell the audience where they can find you on our podcast? Any exciting things you have coming up?
Yeah, before I go, I'd like to give a big shout out to everyone who has supported this initiative. Big shout out to Black Girl in Dubai. Shout out to MC Tino. Shout out to Shivers Regal. Shout out to all the DJs, the artists. Last flight out, big love to you guys for being here. My friends who have flown out from South Africa to be here with me. Shout out to you, Full Metal Grills, Berto. The night is still young. I promise you it's gonna get better. So thank you all for being here. And my beautiful fiance, for most of you who don't know, MKO is engaged. Love you, babe.
Hey, congrats,
yeah.
congrats.
Special shout out.
Yeah. So it's been great. So you can find me on Instagram at MKO_world. Check out the mini gallery, scan the barcode, get familiar, get used to my music. We're doing great things out here, man. So, shout out to House of Llanos. We've got a score to settle, but it's still love.
And you can find us at Last Flight Out Podcast across all our social media channels. We're on Apple Music, Spotify, all audio streaming platforms. We don't want to hold up the party any longer. Everybody wants to keep drinking, party, twerking, whatever it is that you want to do. Let's enjoy the night, and thanks everybody for listening to this conversation.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Let's flat out. Big teams, big boys, right? My highs and lows inherit growth, Mr. Deeds. Went from juggling 3 jobs to see.
Man, you didn't have to do them like that, man. You didn't have to do them like that.
It was film day. We gotta make a statement.
Exactly.
What's going on, man?
Let's flat out.